And we do have one program called Lenguas Jóvenes, which the meaning in English could be languages of youth. And this program has been inspiring how to give a representation to indigenous people in Mexico, and how that representation can build democracy, but as well can be real inclusion. And I was listening yesterday in the debates how it's more important to find what we can do with democracy instead of just trying to get democracy just per se. The democracy is going to be just one way to get the inclusion and not our final goal. So with this campaign, we are focused on 4 areas. So if we can pass to the next. So just to give you a scenario about what the population in Mexico is happening. So we have in the rural areas more than ever migration to the cities as well as many other countries. And these issues because in the rural areas we have things that affecting climate change. There's no more opportunities for schools. There's no more jobs in your rural areas. So they have to come to urban spaces. And it's a completely change for a person who has been there for many generations to face the city and of the risk and all the things that this means to migrate from rural areas to the urban spaces. So basically we do have 3 or 4 main issues that they are facing. First is lack of education in the cities. Then because they are coming from those areas, they are living in the slums in the cities, and then there's no access to health services or sanitation, which is like a cycle of poverty, because I came from rural areas where I didn't have a school or the opportunity to attend education, and then I come to the city where I found myself in the same troubles. So how to think that filmmaking or access to culture can be a difference for this. Of course, at the beginning, for them, arts making, filmmaking, or democracy, whatever of these terms didn't mean anything for them, because they want just to get a job and to be able to survive in the cities. So how to describe this scenario, how to make a change, because also we have a language, let's say no barrier, but it's a different language because they speak indigenous language. So as you can see, the scenario for them in terms of participation and inclusion is really challenging. So for example, just to give that case, in the city where the program was born, there's more than 24 million just in the city. They have, in that huge, tremendous population, no space, no voice to express an idea or how to improve their living conditions, and as well how to contribute in local development. And I would like to highlight 2 points. When we were going there to start the program, the first question was, what would you like to change? And they would like to change not only their own lives, but as well the community where they are living. So it's not just because of me as individual, but they wanted to contribute in something to the local development. And then here we have 2, let's say, obstacles in terms of participation, because then we have lack of intercultural awareness who's in the cities, because the people think that the population belongs to the rural areas. They are not really aware what cultural heritage can represent the indigenous language. And the other side as well, sometimes they don't speak Spanish fluently. So it was another obstacle when we don't have let's say, the same language, how to overcome that to achieve a real participation in democracy, in the new life that they are living, in this case in the cities. So then a solution that we been developing, and it's always changing and adapting to new realities. It's called Video Awards for Social Change. So what we did is we visit every community center, either schools where these people is studying or is visiting to make a difference. And then what we give them is the opportunity to think about one word. There's something in the community that you would like to change, something that doesn't allow you to live as real citizen in this new city for you. So that's a way to start, to begin the debate. Sometimes they say, oh, young people is not going to understand at the first sight. It's going to be so challenging. So what we did is not to simplify, but to begin with one word. So definitely the words that came up when we asked, what do you like to change in your community? It's water, access to water. It's, for example, access to education, access to get a job, no violence, how to overcome discrimination just because I'm indigenous in my own country. So as you can see, all of these terms are part of the democracy, are part of what we want to achieve with democracy, our human rights and our social inclusion. To get access to water, to get access to education, to get access to jobs, with a life without discrimination, are part of what we want to achieve with a democracy. So then how to communicate there that word that they want to change and their ideas around that word to the local authorities. And then we can establish a debate, and then they can hear what this community is bringing. So we developed one video about one word. It could be, as I say, water, and then they create a filmmaking, a short film, about how they are suffering when they don't have access to the water, or when they don't have access to education. And what they do is to really, through the power of the image, to the power of video, illustrate to the community, to the local authorities, how, if they don't have access, how their life is being damaged and how they are suffering for this. So it's a real illustration to, let's say, the authorities that maybe they don't have the opportunity to go to the slum and really feel what is suffering the population. So through the power of video, we illustrate that, and then we organize a forum where we bring the local authorities, the local government, to see the videos, to see what they have to say. It's a new way to make understand them. It's a new way to give the opportunity to raise their voice, but as well, it's a new way to build a hopeful vision about the future. It's a new way to communicate, this is what I want to my city, and this is what is happening now. So then the local authorities who haven't seen those issues in a real situation, who are not facing the same troubles, they can feel what's happening through the power of media, to the power of a short film, and they can connect and they can follow the debate based on the video. What's happening with this, when we designed this strategy, of course we didn't have the huge technology as cinema, but we started with mobile phones to do with stop motion. We started with the tools that we did have at that time. And so it became how we can use mobile phones to really transform how can I give a voice to someone, and how that message can get to the right people, to the people who's making the public policy. So this is a platform basically for young citizens to connect with local institutions and saying, you know what, I have seen that you have that campaign about violence, but I don't feel myself identified with that campaign. So I want to change this and this. And they record themselves saying that, and then we screen that to the whole community, but as well to the whole local government. So it was really a way to make them heard. And then we can go. And then what we have here are local authorities, young people, the community, the power of media, building democracy. And I think I would like to close my presentation with a 1-minute video about how we are finally ejected. This is a video that we are producing, and it's the whole concept of the program.
Puerta Joven is an organization where we as young people work with other young people to facilitate access to technology, art, and to encourage greater cultural development. We organized a workshop where, working mainly with video, we tried to empower the youth, to create with purpose, based on the youth-to-youth philosophy. The goal here is to create social messages in order to be able to positively influence their lives and communities.
Mexico jekli tlasokli, nimikis wekate watsin, tlatome nikoshitika, wawakalishnikanka. Tlatome nikoshitika, wawakalishnikanka. Mexico jekli tlasokli.
is trying to make proud of the people here that they can speak in the native languages here in Mexico. With Puerta Joven, we are trying to rescue this with the young people, feeling proud about this.
Thank you, Aldo. Would you like to turn off your microphone? Thank you. Now it's the turn of our Tunisian friends, Sihem and Tara.